Hello and welcome to Boomer Live. I guess we are live for a long time now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Abel, who has the controls, is in the background, and I did not realize he started the timer. But hello and welcome to Boom 11. Thank you, Sandipani, for covering up for me. Like Sai Sudarshan is covering up for Kane Williamson. But we have to begin by welcoming everyone on the show. Thank you guys for joining. And let's talk about Gujarat Titans, who have extended their winning streak by two now over Delhi Capitals, who are also extending their losing streak at the home ground. And Harsha Bhogle in the post match conference said, was the pitch the home ground for Gujarat Titans or was it the home ground for Delhi Capitals? Sandipani, what's your call?
Yeah, I think it looked like a pitch that was the home ground for Gujarat Titans, to be honest. Because and then also I think all the key players applied themselves and it came good for them. I mean, with the especially with the ball, you see Alzari Joseph, Mohammad Shami, and Rashid Khan. In the absence of Loki Ferguson this time around, I think Alzari Joseph is going to play a huge role. And also I think Hardik Pandya chipped in with the ball and with the bat. Sai Sudarshan, like you said, replacing Kane Williamson, did a spectacular job coming in at number three, playing a Sai Sudarshan sort of a knock, where you don't have to go at a standard of 140, 150, do nothing crazy because they had got the start from Shubman Gill and Riddhiman Saha, who for some reason is hell bent on taking revenge on someone for some reason. Riddhiman Saha coming out every day, scoring 14, 15 runs of the first over and then getting out. But also I think they had a spectacular start. The target was not too much. 163 was cheesable, so I think it was a complete template game for Gujarat Titans, and hence that question from Harsha Bhugle.
Absolutely. I mean, Rashid Khan, it almost seemed like he wouldn't get a chance to ball. That's how good the pace bowling triplet of Gujarat Titans going ahead. Even Yash Dayal only got one over because Hardik Pandya, rather the quadret, Hardik Pandya, Alzari Joseph, Joshua Little, Mohammad Shami, just extremely good. Lot of talk about Mohammad Shami, obviously. Did go for a lot of runs though, went for 41 runs but picked up 3 wickets. But I would like to focus on the likes of Joshua Little. We did speak about him last time around. You were a little skeptical of his inclusion in the team. But on this pitch, this was made for Joshua Little, wasn't it? Quick, pacey, slight bit of movement off the pitch, and there was also a little bit in the air. And what we did say, Hardik Pandya gave him the new ball, and he did deliver. I know he did not pick up wickets, but he made sure the pressure valve was on, especially David Warner really struggled against him. You would expect the likes of a left-hander facing a left-handed fast bowler, the ball angling into him would be a little bit more easier than a right-hander, but David Warner did struggle against the likes of Joshua Little. What do you rate? How do you rate Joshua Little's performance?
Yeah, I think Joshua Little has had the best 1.5 years. The last 1.5 years, he has absolutely bowled beautifully. He has picked up lots and lots of wickets for Ireland, and in whatever domestic cricket he has played, he has picked up plenty of wickets in the T20 format, especially. So I think I was only skeptical because you already have a Mohammad Shami and an Alzari Joseph and a Yash Dayal at that, and also Hardik Pandya can do the job with the new ball as well. So I really don't find a place for Joshua Little. They can instead use that place as an impact sub and probably bring in a Matthew Wade into the mix, because we saw that if Shubman Gill does not actually go on to score, like go on to play that cameo, I mean that anchor sort of a knock throughout the innings, they have Sai Sudarshan who can do that. But you have this batting order with Hardik Pandya at four and Vijay Shankar at five, not really clicking. And I mean, it was a 163 chase and they had a perfect start. So they could go on and play their slow game and then go through the innings, targeting a particular bowler or two bowlers to target on. But if the target would have been in excess of 180 and they would have lost wickets in heap, David Miller coming at 107 for 4 at the end of 13.2 overs, I think it would have been a tricky chase. So I think they can just extend that batting order and bring in a Matthew Wade as an impact sub if they don't have Joshua Little in the lineup. And they can probably bring in a Pradeep Sangwan as well. And
Yeah.
then this bowling attack looks deadly as always. But once again, I mean, a win for sure for Gujarat Titans all the time, but not very convincing. I am not, even though
Yeah.
2 overs left, but you feel that there is something missing in that team. And that has been the case for Gujarat Titans in all the games that they have played, and they go on to win 80% of their games, which is a huge surprise.
As a CSK fan, I have to tell you, every single time they come so close, and then all of a sudden, it seems like everything is going out of out of their hands, but then they make the comeback. It's almost as if they want to make a challenge out of it, I suppose. But let's talk about Delhi Capitals, right? We did speak about how good that bowling lineup was for Gujarat Titans, but let's speak about Delhi Capitals. It was the kind of start that you would not want this team to do. I mean, Prithvi Shaw, Mitchell Marsh back in the pavilion very quickly. David Warner, just the most uncharacteristic innings ever, wasn't it? What do you reckon now? This team is really struggling, you reckon, in terms of their batting lineup? But this is the best batting lineup they can have in the squad, do you reckon? You reckon they can include anyone else in this team? Because it just seems like it just seems
Yeah,
like
no,
there
no,
is no way out.
yeah, I think personally, I feel that they had the best 11 going into the game, even though they left out Robman Powell, which was a huge call. They picked up Riley Russo ahead of Robman Powell. But I think that was the right call going ahead because, and I just have a problem with the batting order. I think David Warner, with the form that he is in, I said it in the preview as well that if you are David Warner right now, you are not really in the best of forms in any of the formats. In T20s also, you are getting those runs, but you're really struggling to get a move on. So you are currently, for even for your national side, you're batting at number 4. So in the ODIs in a separate format, obviously, but right now I think with Mitchell Marsh struggling at number 3, I think they can promote Mitchell Marsh up the batting order and open with Mitchell Marsh, because we saw how dominant he was against India in the recent series that they played, the ODI series that they played. So probably you can have a Mitchell Marsh and Prithvi Shaw opening, and you can promote a Riley Russo in at number 3, David Warner at 4 to bring that stability, and then you can have Sarfaraz Khan followed by the Akshar Patel and other players. But I feel that they definitely are missing Rishabh Pant. They lack a finisher that they had not in the last season. The season before that, they had Shimran Hetmeyer and Marcus Stoinis doing the job for them in that middle order. So they brought in a Mitchell Marsh and a Robman Powell in expectation that they will come in and do the job that Shimran Hetmeyer and Marcus Stoinis did for them. But Mitchell Marsh has proved himself to be a very good batter at the top of the order, which Delhi Capitals really don't need right now. They need batters in that middle order, in Rishabh Pant's absence, who can sort of take the game in the period between 10 overs to 17 overs, probably get the momentum in the game and then end well with power hitting. And I think only Akshar Patel is the player that is doing it at the moment. And it's a I mean, point of time when they try with a Ripple Patel and a Lalit Yadav. But I honestly feel that there is a lot of inexperience in that middle order. So they are going to struggle going in the future as well. And that is especially because of the auction that they
Absolutely,
had.
man.
You fill in your team with top heavy batters and bowlers. You are going to face an issue with finishing innings, especially with the blow that they got in the absence of Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what we spoke about during the auctions as well, isn't it? That their auction really hasn't gone that well. And you reckon though this is the best squad they have, right? I mean, this is obviously the best squad. I believe probably they can bring in Phil Salt or Roman Powell, but I believe on this pitch today, that ball that Riley Russo got was just a snorter. There's nothing he can do. That's a ball that a batter does not like to face right at the body. He's just getting started. So I wouldn't really blame him here, but what do you reckon about the dismissal of Mitchell Marsh? Right, he played only 4 balls. The first delivery that he came in, he really played a good shot. It was a first ball right away. He got a boundary. Now, Anjum Chopra did raise this point during the match as well. She said that it's possible that when you come out, you play that score that first boundary. You believe that this is a pitch where you can own this pitch. You reckon that's the kind of shot that Mitch Marsh played? Because that did seem like a very ordinary delivery that you otherwise would see Mitch Marsh really thump over the cover region for another boundary.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Mitch Marsh, because in the last game as well, even though it was a beauty from Mark Wood that got Mitchell Marsh's wicket for a duck, but I think he has it just 2 games. I think Mitchell Marsh is a quality player. He was coming into this tournament with great form, and yeah, you rightly mentioned he shouldn't get out to a delivery with which he got out today to Mohammad Shami. But I feel that he's the best of Mitch Marsh is yet to come. As we move deeper into the tournament, Mitch Marsh will definitely contribute with the bat, and it was good to see him ball. And a little bit strange to see Akshar Patel not come in, probably because of the David Miller factor. But it was really strange that they went ahead with only five bowlers, and Mitchell Marsh being one of them. So some very questionable tactical calls, but you wonder who are taking those calls, right? Is it David Warner? Is it the management? Is it sort of Ganguly sitting over there?
That's a interesting point you raised there because now they've got Saurav Ganguly, they've got Ricky Ponting, two of whom never agreed when they played together, when they played in opposite teams. I think they've been teammates in Pune Warriors India, if I'm not wrong.
They have been teammates in KKR for the very first season of
They were
IPL.
teammates in KKR. You know
Yeah,
how that went.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Never the
um,
right thing to keep two leaders in the same
Yeah,
team. You will
I think
end up having a
Harsha
2003
Bhogle did
World Cup.
have this. Harsha Bhogle did raise this as well. Whose team is it? Is going to be the most important question. Is it Rishabh Pant's team? Is it Ricky Ponting's team? Is it Saurav Ganguly's team? Because Saurav Ganguly, if Abel was here. By the way, there is a comment as well. Where is Abel now? Because I don't have the host controls, I cannot be really highlighting those comments, Saloni. I'm really sorry. But Abel is appearing for his civil procedure code exam, and he's worried that his parents will catch him doing a live. Either that or he hasn't studied enough. So, but that's the reason why Abel isn't here. Unfortunately, you'll have to
Or he
deal
is
with.
taking a hiding because Mukesh Kumar went for 42 today.
It's also possible that the player that excites Abel also excited the Gujarat Titans batting lineup, and he traveled a lot.
Exactly. I mean, both the opening bowlers excited the Gujarat Titans batting lineup more than Abel today, I guess, because Khalil Ahmed also traveled in those early overs. And then I think the back of Enric Nortje is a huge plus for Delhi Capitals right now, because this team looks in all sorts of border. And I won't be surprised if the sort of the string of losses continue, because you need to pick a point where they are lacking right now. But if you see this Delhi Capitals team, they're struggling with the batting order. They're struggling with the bat because David Warner is playing that 100 strikers sort of a knock, and they are losing wickets from the other end. Mitchell Marsh has not yet stepped up. Riley Russo has not yet stepped up. It is all down to Akshar Patel coming in the middle order, trying to rescue the ship. They don't have proper finishers in their batting lineup, and their bowling order, consisting of all Indians apart from Andy Nortje. And the Indians Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav is still okay. And I think Mukesh Kumar and Khalil Ahmed. Khalil Ahmed has been picking up wickets, at least giving them one or two wickets, but Mukesh Kumar isn't. And today as well, both of them are going for lots of runs. That is the question. If you're not picking up wickets, the least you can do is be economical. And when you're defending a total like 162, you really have to be at your best. And they clearly weren't. And obviously, it was the intent shown by the Gujarat Titans batting lineup. I think at this point of time, uh, the message that they send to Riddhiman Saha is just go after the bowling right from ball one. Stay at the crease for 2 overs. Your job is done, because they have Shai Sudarshan, Hardik Pandya to come in and sort of take the game deep and play that 120,
Yeah.
130 striker sort of innings. So I think now to get the better of Gujarat Titans, you have to make them bat first when they will not really know what to chase. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think I mean, if you look at their stats from last year as well, right? Hardik Pandya has been extremely lucky when it comes to tosses. And last year, when they balled first, out of the 9 matches, they only lost a single match. That just shows that's their strength, right? Even in Ahmedabad, on that pitch, you believed if CSK had scored 20 runs more, or 30 runs more, Ahmedabad, Gujarat would have been in serious trouble. But and you believe on that pitch where it was slowing down as the match progressed, it was better for maybe it was better for them to chase on bat first, but they went ahead with their
Chasing, yeah,
strength, and they did what they should have done. What
yeah.
they believe they should have done, and they did win it. They did win the match, and that's probably what you're looking here as well, right? The bowling lineup is so good that they're able to restrict teams to such a target, that they have no problem chasing down. But let's move on to their batting lineup, or let's move on to their batting rather. Um, they did lose 3 wickets in the power play, mind you, and most often than not, when teams lose 3 wickets in the power play, they don't win the match. But that is where Sai Sudarshan, player from Tamil Nadu, who, by the way, I learned today, he comes from a sporting family. His dad has represented India in, or has he represented India? I don't think. I think he's played athletics for sure, and his mom's represented India in volleyball. So he knows he's got the sporting family genes, but also this lad has got a iron core mentality, don't you reckon? Because under pressure, your Shubman Gill is out, Ridhiman Shah is gone, Hardik Pandya gets a corker from the likes of Khalil Ahmed, and then Sai Sudarshan takes this team, holds their hands, and takes them to the target. What do you
And
think?
I
It's an
think,
incredible
yeah,
performance.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think Sai Sudarshan, these sort of situations is where Sai Sudarshan really excels. When you really don't have that sort of a run rate pressure, you don't have to score at 9 runs per over, 10 runs per over. The required rate is around 7 to 8, and then you just have to play that anchor sort of a knock. And I think Sai Sudarshan is playing the role that I want Ayush Badoni to play for Lucknow Super Giants. I don't want Ayush Badoni to come in at number 6, number 7. No matter, he's a very good finisher. People used to call him Baby AB at the start. I mean, he was pulling off chases miraculously. But this is the role that Sai Sudarshan is playing for Gujarat Titans. I wanted Ayush Badoni. His probably development will actually mean development will happen when India, I mean, the franchise will push him to bat at number 3, bat at number 4, because you see, even though India has a lot of top order batters right now, but in that franchise, in that Lucknow Super Giants, you have Quinton de Kock, KL Rahul not in the best of forms. Quinton de Kock is in amazing form. Kyle Mayers is doing a job for them. But after that, Deepak Huda is struggling. Trunal Pandya is struggling, and all the others are struggling. So I want Ayush Badoni to be promoted up the order. But talking about Sai Sudarshan, I think what a incredible talent. It was visible last time around itself that if you require 100 runs of 80-85 balls, Sai Sudarshan is the player you can bank on. And exactly, these are the chases, these sort of chases. He had played knocks of 30s and 40s last time around. You had one or two knocks of where he went on to score a half century, but other than that, he had always contributed with 30s and 40s. It will be very good, or and it will be a relief for him to see the team through and play that 60 to run knock, unbeaten knock, especially to take carry the bat home. And also, he had the support in the form of David Miller, who came in at a crucial juncture. If David Miller would have got out at that point, I think still there was not too much scoreboard pressure. But you would have to depend on a Rahul Tewatia and Rashid Khan once again to do the job for you. And that is why I say that Gujarat Titans, more often than not, they feel like they are the underdogs, but they end up on the winning side, because on a critical moment, all their players, or all the players that are needed to step up, they step up. They step up their game and do the job for the team.
Absolutely. And there's a comment here, very interesting comment by Nabil Mohammed, and I have to take this up because Sai Sudarshan is a great player, yes, but there is that one issue of a strike rate, isn't it? 7 innings he's played, he scored 229 runs in IPL so far. He's got a very healthy strike rate. I mean, average rather, but his strike rate is 127.93. And today's innings, too, I mean, probably you can also say that the situation required that kind of innings, both from Vijay Shankar and Sai Sudarshan. But don't you reckon he is a player, as Nabil says, is only for a 150, 160, 160, probably 170 at max chase kind of a player?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can use a Sai Sudarshan only if, as I said, if the required rate is around 7 and 8, and if you have wickets, you are losing wickets from the other end. You can at least have the faith on Sudarshan that he will not give away his wicket easily. He's a player that will take the game deep and play those knock around those singers. If he has those loose deliveries, he'll hit those for boundaries. But if, as I said, if the target was 180, you would have to depend on players like Rahul Tewatia, Rashid Khan towards the later half of the game, because Sai Sudarshan, even though he got spectacular support from returning David Miller, I think that is another player that Gujarat Titans will be relieved that David Miller is back. Like Delhi Capitals are relieved that Enric Nortje is back for them. But yeah, I mean, you have to have other player who, the player from the other end will have to play that attacking sort of a knock who will try to hit those boundaries every over, while Sai Sudarshan will try to rotate the strike and give the other batter the strike. There is nothing wrong with it. I think he's even good for a 180 run chase, given that they have a team that they have. I mean, they have Hardik Pandya. Leave out Vijay Shankar, I'm not quite sure about his potential. Today's he played an important knock today, and hence no criticism today. But I once again feel that this did not really test him. But it was an important knock nonetheless. But you have players like Hardik Pandya, David Miller, Rashid Khan, Rahul Tewatia in the mix who can come in and hit the ball out of the ground from ball one itself if needed. So you can have a Sai Sudarshan going around, taking those singles and giving the strike to the other batter to go at it, and while he'll just carry his bat throughout the innings.
Absolutely. You have to give credit. I mean, Vijay Shankar again. I mean, it's obvious that Vijay Shankar was not in their plans, wasn't it? It was going to be either a Srikhar Bharat or most likely Abnam Manohar at that position. It was just that 3 wickets fell so quickly. They had to change their plans. Let's look at the bowling then, right? Now, here's the next question that I have. Probably the question that everyone has had. Where was Akshar Patel? The ball was, I understand there was a little bit of dew, but Kuldeep Yadav, left arm leggy, was bowling from one end. He did a brilliant job, by the way. But
Exactly.
you reckon Akshar Patel, off spinner, can control the ball better, isn't it? Why wasn't he on
Exactly. I mean,
ball?
you are
I
giving Mukesh.
understand. I mean, I understand during when David Miller came in, there was a little bit of a risk. But what about when Vijay Shankar and when Vijay Shankar and Sai Sudarshan were batting?
Suggestion batting, yeah.
You could have
Yeah, I
brought.
could.
You reckon that's a bit of a matchup issue where they are focusing a little bit too much on matchups?
Yeah, I think they are focusing too much on matchup. That is a separate thing altogether. I did not understand the point of bringing in a Mitchell Marsh, who is not probably 100% fit to ball, to give him 4 overs to ball. Give a Mukesh Kumar who was absolutely traveling all around the place, 42 runs of 4 overs without picking up a wicket, no impact, zero impact on the game. So you are giving the ball to Mukesh Kumar, you are giving the ball to Mitchell Marsh, and still you are the required rate is only 8. So the worst thing that can happen is a player can go for 10, 11 runs in an over, or 15, 16 runs in an over, which probably Mitchell Marsh and okay, Mitchell Marsh bowled well, but from the other end, Mukesh Kumar, Khalil Ahmed, everybody was expensive from the other end, and David Miller was taking the attack on the bowlers. I think it could have been a gamble that they would have taken if they would have brought in Akshay Patel at that point. But I think at some points you need to take those gambles to, like, it's high risk, high reward. If you could have got David Miller's wicket of a missed stroke, or he would have tried to take the attack on Akshar Patel, and a mistimed shot caught at deep mid wicket, and the game would have been different. And I think that is where you have to take those certain bit of risks. And exactly, I mentioned this. I don't know who was controlling it, whether it was David Warner, was it Saurav Ganguly, was it Ricky Ponting? But I think it was a tactical error. It was a miss, huge miss. When you have Akshar Patel, who is doing the job for you with the bat, who is in a great form, and Akshar Patel is an economical bowler. Bar his last 1 year's performance on flat tracks, where he has gone for 16, 17 runs in 1 overs that he bowls, or 2 overs that he bowls. But apart from that, I think Akshar Patel had been very miserly, or has been miserly in IPL. His economy rate is around 7, 7.5 in the IPL. So that's not much. And I think there are certain players whom we can give the ball, and ask the batters to hit him out of the park, because of the pace with which Akshay Patel bowls, and sometimes the change of pace can get the batsman, and I think that was definitely a huge miss.
Absolutely. And what do you think about I mean, David Miller? He came in today morning, probably jet lagged. And I think he was 2 hours time zone difference from where he came from in India. He comes in as if he's been living in Delhi for quite some time, as if he's grown up on that pitch. 31 of 16, 193.75 strike rate. The only one who has a better strike rate than him is Andrik Nokia, who scored 4 runs of 2 balls. How does he do it? David Miller is just really changed his game, isn't it? Because initially when he came in, he was a leg side heavy player, someone who struggled against spin. But today he didn't have any of that issue. He did seem to have an issue facing Kuldeep Yadav, but who wouldn't when Kuldeep Yadav balls like that? But aside from that, he just took on Abel's favorite Mukesh Kumar.
Yeah, I think it's just the two shots that he played after coming in that would have probably got rid of his jet lag. Obviously, he's
Yeah.
going to have a great night's sleep tonight, having played that. I might even say a match-winning knock, because if you would have lost David Miller at that point, and you would have to bring Rahul Tewatia or Rashid Khan. You know, Rahul Tewatia takes some time to get going, and then there is Rashid Khan, with whom you are never sure whether that helicopter shot will land on the fence or whether it will be caught on the boundary line. So it's always it was going to be a tricky chase at 107 for 4. So that knock from David Miller, especially those two sixes, really took the pressure off the Gujarat Titans back, and I think from then onwards they could just play out Kuldeep Yadav. They could just even probably knock around Mitchell Marsh as well, or Khalil Ahmed and Enric Nortje as well, because they had targeted a particular bowler. They had gone after Mukesh Kumar, and it paid for them. And see, I have no hate against Mukesh Kumar. Mukesh Kumar is from Bengal. He did a spectacular job for Bengal in the Ranji Trophy. But once again, I mean, it's just not his role to be bowling in the opening. I mean, he does it for Bengal sometimes, but you have a Chetan Sakaria who can give you 2 overs at the top, 2 overs at the death, and I think with Enric Nortje coming in, because Nortje will bowl from probably 1 over in the power play, 1 over in the between, 1 or 2 overs in between, and 1 or 2 overs at the death. And I think Mukesh Kumar will fit the role exactly how Nortje fits for Delhi Capitals. So I totally felt that it was a mismatch in that position to have a Mukesh Kumar play. And well, I mean, Delhi Capitals should learn from their mistakes, at least after today, and
Yeah.
get in Chetan Shakaria for sure.
I think for me, Mukesh Kumar is a great bowler, right? I've seen that. I saw that spell live while I think they were playing the finals,
Saurashtra, yeah.
the Ranji Trophy
Ranji
finals, where
finals.
Saurashtra and Bengal. And I'll be honest, when that spell was going on, the bit of match was more interesting than India Australia. That's how good Mukesh Kumar was. I kept it open on two simultaneous tabs, and I couldn't take my eye off Mukesh Kumar. But I really feel at this point in time in his development, he is a test bowler. He's someone who has a lot to do in white ball cricket. That is not to say he's not done well in white ball cricket, but there are those deliveries where I feel, he sometimes makes that error once in a while, every over. And unfortunately, the level that IPL cricketer is, the stakes are so high. You make that you give bowler a batter that one boundary ball, it is going to go for a boundary, yes, and also it gives the batter a confidence to then convert your good delivery to a boundary as well. The likes of David Miller, you give him one delivery where he balled at one ball. I think it was a half tracker, and David Miller smacked him for a six. And after that, David Miller just switched on. As you mentioned, the jet lag just left him, and it was just game over for Delhi Capital from there on. Two questions I'll take at the same time. I think I'll probably take that one question though right away, where Satyajit Shekhar just beat me to it. They have announced Dasun Shanaka as their replacement for Kane Williamson, which, by the way, I'm very bummed because I thought Dasun Shanaka will go to CSK. I believe that's where he's going. But I think Mahesh Dikshana is the last Sri Lankan player they want on their ranks. So now Dasun Shanaka comes into this picture. We spoke about how their batting order. You did mention about how someone like Rashid Khan is probably a player, who is going to be not always your finisher. Yes, he is a very good batter. He's really improved his batting. He's become an all-rounder out and out. But nothing wrong with having Dasun Shanaka in your team as an insurance at least, because he is someone who is an excellent finisher and he's taken some of the Indian ballers to cleaners. But then in
Exactly.
that case, would you drop someone like Josh Little, the left hand angle, and bank on Yesh Dayal to be your left hand bowler?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, right now I feel that they can go ahead. Even they can go ahead with three pacers, three foreigners as well, and get in a Dashun Shanaka as an impact sub. There is nothing wrong. You can probably drop a Joshua Little and bring in a Pradeep Sangwan, or probably have Yes Dayal do the job with the ball, because you have a Rahul Tewatia in your ranks who is not bowling. You have you can probably have a Dashun Sanaka as a impact sub, and he can even contribute with 2 3 overs towards the later end of the game as well. So I feel Dashun Shanaka is a great addition to this squad, because I feel they really needed a all rounder to support, because every time you feel when Gujarat Titans are chasing that they are going to fall short by probably 15 runs or 20 runs because of the batting depth that they have a Rashid Khan, Rahul Tewatia, but they hadn't really. Okay, Rashid Khan probably had some of the match winning knocks before the last IPL as well, but Rahul Tewatia, one instance here, one instance there for Rajasthan Royals maybe, and Hardik Pandya and David Miller not in the best of forms last time around. So you always feel that Gujarat Titans will fall short. So with Dasun Shanaka in the mix, you have that established hard hitter towards the end who can sort of come in and smack the ball towards the end, give you 2 overs with the ball, is a gun fielder as well. So I think Dasun Shanaka in place of Joshua Little straight away walks into the side for me in place of Joshua Little, or probably even as an impact sub.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea because today's pitch, I feel someone like Pradeep Sangwan, who also incidentally happens to be from Delhi, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah, yeah.
would have been an excellent addition to this team. Um, Rob Key says he heard one of the players fart during stump mic in the stump mic. Rob Key, yes, I think considering the pressure that they have to deal with, they are allowed to release some once in a while here and there. So I think that's what probably whosoever was responsible for that case, they're probably releasing some pressure. There is a comment also here about from Shivani Gupta and from Shinwari Ahmed, who says both of whom. I think Shinwari says that Delhi looks the worst team according to him so far, and Shivani Gupta says Delhi looks clueless. You reckon one is a reason for the other?
Yeah, I think no. Probably at the start of the tournament, I wouldn't have gone on to say that Delhi is the worst team. But with Rishabh Pant, I mean, everybody knew that his absence would definitely going to hurt Delhi Capitals. But with David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, Riley Russo, Rovman Powell, and Rick Norke in your ranks, you often feel that these are the, and also Akshar Patel, Prithvi Shaw, Khalil Ahmed, Kuldeep Yadav. You obviously feel that this Delhi squad can do great things. Probably they are not clicking at the right time. Like I said, the foreign players are not at all clicking. The batters, especially Riley Russo, David Warner. David Warner is just struggling at the start of the innings. Prithvi Shaw not coming to the party still. Sarfaraz Khan struggling to get a move on. I mean, it's a mixture of both. I mean, Delhi Capitals looks the worst team right now because all their players are struggling. Apart from say Akshar Patel with the bat and a Khalil Ahmed with the ball, maybe, and you also have a Andrik Norke with the ball. Kuldeep Yadav did good with the ball. So bowling is more or less settled. If you can just iron out one or two players, probably give Akshar Patel the ball, give him the opportunity, and bring in another Indian piece, probably a Chetan Sakaria in the ranks, or somebody else as well. They have lots of all-rounder talents as well. Probably get in a Lalit Yadav, Ripal Patel, but it's still the start of the tournament. It's just that all their players are failing with the bat, that they are not being able to score anything. They could not score in excess of 140 in the last game, and today they could only manage 162. So you can see that this Delhi team is struggling with the bat, and I think the batting and the especially the finishers. There are no finishers, all rounders who can finish or support our Akshar Patel, and none of the players are going on to play that 50, 60 sort of knock. Even though David Warner played that 56 run knock, but a 48 balls, which was a struggle and pain to see when you're chasing a 190 or a 200. So I think Delhi Capitals are just not getting it right with the bat. Once they start clicking, I don't see them as the worst team in the IPL right now, but they definitely look clueless. Also, the tactical calls. Who is taking the tactical calls is a huge thing. David Warner, Rishabh Pant, Saurav Ganguly, Ricky Ponting. Who is your boss?
Yeah, Shaurya says that Chetan is better than Mukesh Kumar, and we totally agree. We today at Boom 11 we are Chetan Sakaria fan base. Exactly. Thank you, Shaurya. I'm so glad you said it. Kid has heart. You put him in any situation, he is going to come out of it. Just have to put faith in him. And I genuinely did not understand. Delhi Capitals auction strategy with him. They brought him in. Even when they brought him in, we all said it. I said it outright. There was no need to bring him in. It's on a different channel, but I did say it. And then now this time around, where I felt, when they offloaded a few of their seamers,
Yeah.
I thought this time around, or at least when I thought Kagiso Rabada left, I thought this time around at least they will, do a lot better. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
and
Kagiso Rabada left, Shardul Thakur left the camp, and I
yes, so
don't
sorry,
really
the rather than
understand.
Shardul Thakur
Yeah,
left, exactly. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I don't understand the point of these teams bringing in talents like Chetan Sakaria, Kartik Tyagi, and just leaving them to warm the bench. You can probably give
Absolutely.
it to other players, just trade them off with other teams so that they can also come in and play, be in the playing 11. Because at the end of the day, your motto should be to have an optimum team for for India as well. Because gun players like Mukesh Kumar, Akash Deep are players for the future. They can probably be in that Indian Test team in the next 3 or 4 years. And then you have to encourage talents. Chetan Sakaria has been doing great for Saurashtra in Ranji. You have players like Kartik Tyagi doing brilliant in the domestic circuit, not getting a game just because he's in that Sunrisers Hyderabad team. So it's a travesty at some point. Obviously, you get a lot of experience with Dale Steyn being in that camp, and then also interacting with more some of the more experienced players, experienced bowlers in form of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. There is Fazlullah Farooqi as well. But at the end of the day, you're not getting that match time, which you desperately or definitely need. And I totally agree with Shaurya. He was one of the main reasons why Saurashtra won Ranji along with Unadkat. I understand everybody cannot be an all format cricketer. Like Unadkat does not do well in IPL, but he's a very good. He's one of the best test bowlers for India right now, seamers for India right now in the test format. But that's the case. But I think Chetan Sakaria has a brilliant Yorker which he used and implemented in the last IPL as well, and hence we are taking his case so deeply. I mean, we there is no point of mentioning Chetan Sakaria every live that why are they not playing him or why he should be in the team, because he has been performing for the team. He was doing a great job for Rajasthan. He did a great job for Delhi Capitals in the last season. It's just that he had that one game where he went for 54 runs and suddenly you were dropped from the team. It's very strange.
Yeah. And he's got excellent numbers as well, isn't it? I mean, for a youngster like him, he is someone who's done the job. I would say time and time again. He's got economy of 8.4, average of 29.6, strike rate of 21.1, which means every match he's going to take at least one wicket. And then that's the case. You're throwing. I mean, I understand Mukesh Kumar is coming up with a better profile. He's done a well. Ranga Rajappa says would have been a hit in the late 90s, too
90s.
slow. But I think that's where I believe Ranga Rajappa that you don't really need pace when it comes to being at least in T20. And I understand that there are limitations when you don't have pace, but I mean, if you look at some of the best bowlers out there, right?
No,
I
I mean,
mean,
if that is the case, I mean, Umran Malik would have been the best T20I bowler in the world right now.
absolutely, and
Or a
I think
Lockie Ferguson.
it's also about improving in many ways. There are ways. I mean, there are many ways you would say the pace limits Chetan Sakaria. You will never see the kind of delivery that Alzari Joseph got to Riley Russo come out of the hands of Chetan Sakaria. But he's someone who's got swing. He's someone who's got just the right amount of pace to survive at this level. I mean, you would have to also look at someone like Dwayne Bravo, who used to, who started bowling at the pace of 135, 136 on an average whenever he used to try and ball the faster deliveries. So I don't think that is really a requirement. I know Abel will disagree. So maybe you've got a point there, Rangarajappa. I think Delhi Capitals and Ricky Ponting and Saurav Ganguly and David Warner and probably everyone agree, because that's probably the one decision that they are all agreeing together that Jason Sakaria shouldn't get a chance to play. But I just feel it's not the right thing for him. And he's come out and he said that he felt very underconfident in the Delhi Capital side last year because he didn't get a chance to play at all. It was
See,
very
last time around,
surprising.
I still understand because Shardul Thakur had a profile. Khalil Ahmed was in red hot form. There was Kuldeep Yadav. There was Anvik Nortje. There was no place for him. That is quite understandable. There was no rules for this impact sub where it could have a Indian player coming in at any point of time. But right now there is that impact sub rule. There is no Shardul Thakur. So what when you talk about profile, yeah, obviously Mukesh Kumar bringing in more pace. probably better accuracy at certain points. But Chetan Sakaria is your tried and tested product. He has worked in the past. Mukesh Kumar is a new commodity. But they have, I mean, Delhi Capitals have spent 5.5 crores, if I'm not wrong, on Mukesh Kumar. So it's not actually, it shouldn't be a surprise that Mukesh Kumar actually goes on to play. But at least have him as an impact sub is all I'll say.
Yeah, I agree. Agree. Okay, I think there was one comment on Rajat Patidar from Priyanka. Yeah, I think just to clarify there, Rajat Patidar has been ruled out of IPL. It is a huge blow for RCB, but we'll have to see how that affects them really. If they really are they going to look for a replacement or not? That's a question. It's a bit odd, right? What happened with him? I mean, there was an Achilles heel injury when he was coming in, but then everyone thought he's not going to be playing. It was almost as if he was ruled out. Then we saw him. Then we saw the photos of him near the RCB camp in RCB training kit, and then the narrative was that he's not going to be there for half of the season. He's going to come in the later half of the season. Now, finally, the statement is out that he is ruled out.
Yeah, I
What
think it
is
is going
your
to be a huge miss for RCB, especially
yeah?
the impact that he had on RCB in the last season. But having said that, I think I am a huge fan of Mahipal Lomrod. Personally, Suez Prabhudesai is a very exciting talent who came in and scored some crucial runs in the last season as well and had some impactful performances. But I definitely feel Mahipal Lomrod can do a great job for RCB if he is promoted at number 3 for RCB, because he can also contribute with the ball, probably chip in with 1 or 2 overs with the ball as well. And I think he's a very exciting talent with the bat as well. And I think he's severely underused. Even for the Rajasthan Royals, I think he used to come in at number 5, number 6, never preferred ahead of Riyan Parag. Riyan Parag, also great cricketer, but I still feel that they can RCB can still get over it with Mahipal Lomrod being in the side, especially because this time around Virat Kohli is in red hot form. So that number 3 position with Faf Duplessis, if Faf eventually loses form or the trend of his form dipping towards the later end of the IPL continues, then I think you will need a number 3 batter who can sort of take the game deep, because we spoke about RCB having all hard hitters in the form of Maxwell, then Michael Bracewell, Dinesh Karthik. Everybody will come and try to swing the ball out of the ground. Even Hasaranga would do that. So you need Mahipal Lomrod with that stability at number 3. And talking, I think KKR also had a huge, not a huge, probably a huge loss as well, because Shakib Al Hasan opted not to play. He was eventually going to come on the 8th, but due to national responsibilities, he has opted out of the IPL. So now we don't have a replacement for Sunil Narayan. So Sunil Narayan will have to go on and play 14 games for us and eventually more if God wishes.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we have to talk about this. It's just, I really think at this point in time, Hassan has forgotten how to be a professional. I don't know what's behind it because there's a lot of mess. The BCB, Bangladesh Cricket Board. It's one T player captain hates the other captain. One player hates the other player. The seniors don't like each other. One of your senior players breaks all your stumps and threatens to stab the umpire with it. That's Shakib Al Hasan, by the way. He does it again in another league, and now he says he will play, then he says he will play half of it, then he plays, he won't play. IPL teams don't like this, by the way. IPL teams hate it. There's a reason why teams hate Mitchell Stark. I mean, you don't like a player who comes in and leaves as quickly as possible. It's unless you have unless you have those reasons. I don't know what's happening with the dude. Shakib, if you're hearing us, please, whatever it is, if you want take a break from cricket, don't do this. Don't do this. You're a respectable player. You used to be a respectable player. At this point in time, you're just losing a lot of credit for what you've worked for. You've been a cricketer for Bangladesh for so long, done some great things for the nation, but at this point in time, you're becoming more of a liability. What do you reckon, Sandeepan?
Yeah, I think it was a huge blow, but I think this time around he just said that with all the workload that he has, because he'll be leading Bangladesh in the Test series as well, forthcoming Test series. So I think with all the liabilities, he preferred to opt out. of the IPL, and I think it's fine. I mean, we don't have a replacement, but it's okay. But very interesting question from Kerala Cricket Freaks over there, that why can't we
Yeah.
have a Rohan Kundumal or a Mohammad Azharuddin playing for
Yeah.
RCB? I
Correct.
feel Mohammad Azharuddin. I mean, I'll just give my take on it. Azharuddin,
Mm.
I feel is a very stylish cricketer. I am a fan. I follow Azharuddin's cricket. I mean, for Kerala, whatever he does for Kerala as well. But I think he still needs to be a bit more consistent with his performances, because you have a day where he comes in, scores a swashbuckling 50 of 20-25 balls, and then you have another day where he's struggling to sort of get the team through. Because if you see his strike rate, it's I guess around close to 130 or 134, 135, somewhere around that. So I think with that strike rate, that only means with the innings that he plays. Probably I was a fan of him when he played that 137 not out knock in the Said Mustaq Ali Trophy last season. But after that, you did not have that sort of a performance from Mohammad Azharuddin. I mean, he's a very exciting talent, and I still feel that I would go with a Mahipal Lomror ahead of him. Same is the case with Rohan Kundumal. Rohan Kundumal is I feel a more stable batter. He has a better average in list cricket and even in the T20s. But he is that anchor sort of a player. So I would rather
Yeah.
have a Rohan Kundumal in my team for the RCB. That is, I would rather have a Rohan Kundumal at number 3 than a Mohammad Azharuddin. But I think Mahipal Lomror will be a better fit for RCB right now, given the experience that he has.
Yeah, I mean, but I suppose even if they come into the team, I really don't see them getting a chance. Unfortunately, both of them, I think both. I think Rahul Kannumal is Kunnumal. I think that's how it's pronounced. I hope that's how it's pronounced. But he's got a very good first class and list A averages. I mean, and 96 in first class. He's only played 6 matches, but that's a small sample size. Yes, but still very good. And list A too, very good averages. So that's pretty good. But I suppose one test. I mean, T20, he still has to up his average a little bit, because that's the only way you come into contact with these IPL teams, unless the scouts really find something in you. So
I think
this time
strike rate
around,
is his main problem. I think his strike rate is around 117 in the T20s,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that has to improve.
Sachin
Cricket
Baby is a
Freaks.
very interesting call, Kerala Cricket Freaks, because he was part of the team, but whenever he got a chance, I'll just ignore that comment from Nabil. Um, Nabil,
Yeah,
we
rightly
really
so.
don't know the secret to it. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But Kerala Cricket Freaks, I think that's a very interesting call, because what really RCB do need is someone like Sachin Baby, who I feel who's again an anchor player, who's not someone who's a big hitter of the ball, but then again RCB, the way they lined up, right? I feel like they're going to go all out this season, at least in Chinnaswamy. We saw that in the first innings as well. I won't be surprised if they try and attack from word go, because they believe they can do that in Chinnaswamy. So maybe that's the sort of player they're looking at. Rajat Patidar is that profile of a player. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly the player.
but overall, I think his average is 119. So if you are having a great smack and still managing to score at a strike rate of 134, I think
But I think
it's in the making.
even then, Kerala Cricket Freaks. I mean, this is me really accepting the fact that I don't know much about his player profile as much. Sandivani is the expert here. But even 134, right? That's still a strike rate which some teams might go for him, might not go for him. It's really about impressing a lot of scouts out there. It's about telling the scouts that if you are in the system for 5 to 6 years, or not just 5 to 6 years, rather, if you're in the system for 1 year or 2 years at max, you will really be able to hit the ground running. Mumbai is a sort of a team, Mumbai Indians is sort of a team which will be really patient with you. They'll give you the time, they will really work with you. CSK, I believe, is a team which will work with you for a long period of time, but then you never have a guarantee of getting an opportunity in that team until you're 35. So that's a whole other thing. Facts are facts. But so that's where I feel I believe the way he's going, though, he will have an IPL contract very soon, because from what I'm hearing about him, he is a talent to really notice, and Kerala is really coming up with a lot of talents. I'm really excited for
Yeah, no,
the
no,
way
no, no,
Kerala is moving.
no. I mean, no debate over there. I think Rohan Kundumal,
Yeah.
first class cricket, the way he has performed in the first class and the list A cricket, both he has been very impressive in the little opportunities that he has got. I think he has played some 10, 11 matches in the first class, and probably list A he has played around 16, 17 games. But he averages in excess of 15 in both those formats. So it's only a matter of time that he catches the eye of the scouts. And like they said, I mean, I was seeing an interview from Parthiv Patel, who was one of the scouts for head scouts for Mumbai Indians. He was talking about his process, and it was very interesting. I would recommend Kerala Cricket Freaks to go and just see that interview from Parthiv Patel regarding the scout procedures and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty much it from today's match. We've really covered everything we could.
We
Let's
have
move on to
covered about
tomorrow.
RCB, KKR, and other stuff as well, Kerala as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've covered a lot of things. So I think 1 hour, 10 minutes to go for 1 hour. So let's just cover tomorrow's match. It's Rajasthan Royals versus Punjab Kings. It's Rajasthan Royals who have really are flying high. They took apart and sold Sunrisers Hyderabad, probably the best team on paper, for piece by piece. But now coming against Punjab Kings, who looked like the team that I said they would be, and Sandipani did not feel they would be against KKR. But now against this Rajasthan team, that's where their challenge is going to be, isn't it? Because this team is a team which has got a very good bowling lineup, the same lineup that probably took out the best batting lineup in the tournament apart, and also they also are a very good batting team. Although you would have to say they're very top heavy again this year. You reckon now, tomorrow, Josh Butler, get him out first ball, first over. That's the way to win the match.
Yeah, and I think Punjab Kings have the bowling unit to do that. And I'll just say that Punjab Kings. A lot of people have said. I mean, you just go to the preview. It was me who said that Punjab Kings are going to make it to the top four. You just wait and watch, because I feel that they have the bowling unit. It's just that Shikhar Dhawan, along with the other players. I mean, are senior players like Shikhar Dhawan, Liam Livingston will be back soon. Rajapaksha is doing a great job. Then you have the marquee player in the form of Sam Curran. And also you have exciting young talents. Prabhsimran Singh was performing everywhere across India, apart from in the IPL when he played for Mumbai Indians. He was really struggling. We saw that 21 run knock of 12 balls, or 23 run knock of 12 balls against KKR that really got the Punjab Kings going. So it will be great to see how Prabhsimran Singh goes about throughout this tournament. But if Punjab continues this attitude of go all out attack, like they have been for over the past year or so, I think they will have to put up a total which they can, a total in excess of par to sort of go and defend it. Because you know that even though you have Sam Curran, Kagiso Rabada, Arshdeep Singh, Rahul Chahar, I mean, just talk about that bowling lineup.
Yeah.
But still you have to put some runs on the board to defend it. That was the case that Punjab Kings were failing to do, because they were losing wickets in heap while batting, because they were trying to accelerate at every delivery. But that is something that we did not see them do after, say, in the last game Sikandar Raza played, because you still did not have Liam Livingston in the team. So Sikandar Raza did a great job. But if you see, Punjab Kings were 120 for 2 or 120 for 1 at the end of 12 overs. So they had the platform set to go and score in excess of 210, 220. But as often as we have seen in this IPL, teams getting a humongous start but finishing below 200 or somewhere close to 200 because of their disappointment in the last 10 overs. That is something Punjab Kings will have to avoid, because no matter what Jedin says and what everybody says, if Punjab would have had the lights up, I think it would have been a nail biter, KKR versus Punjab. And I was not sure they were going to defend it, because 46 of 24 is gettable. If you have Shardul Thakur smacking the ball around, Sunil Narayan smacking the ball around, but that is a debate once again for a separate day. But I feel Punjab Kings go win the toss, bat first, put up a score on the board, get Josh Butler out early is the key for them to win the game. I don't see Rajasthan Royals being able to chase anything in excess of 170 if they lose Josh Butler early.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's also talk about. I mean, also let's talk about Shikhar Dhawan, their captain. How important is he going to be in tomorrow's game? Now, this match is happening in Guwahati, by the way, it seems. Now, are Rajasthan Royals not playing in Jaipur this year?
No, Rajasthan Royals, I guess they played at Savai Mansingh in the first game. And also Punjab played it at Punjab in the first game. So I am not quite sure. Probably I'll have to check. Probably.
Is it? I mean, but even if one team has only one match against the other,
Yeah.
why do you reckon? I mean, I think I'm getting from. I think I'm getting
Okay,
some.
Rajasthan. It is Rajasthan's home team. Guwahati will be Rajasthan's home team. I am not quite sure of the reason exactly, but they placed their
Yeah, I
first game
think
at
Abel in the
Mansingh Stadium.
background has just let me know that they're playing in Savai Mansingh Stadium, but they're playing three matches in Savai Mansingh Stadium and four in Guwahati, or the reverse. I'll have to confirm that probably the next live that we come in, we'll be better prepared with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, but what do you reckon about Shikhar Dhawan then? How important is he going to be for tomorrow? Because he was their highest run getter, if I'm not wrong, last year as well. But this year, he's not just fighting for the orange cap, which everyone hopes he does get. He's also fighting to prove that he still belongs at the top level in India, in the Indian team.
I think that is well past. I mean, Shikhar Dhawan getting a call back for the ODI team is unfortunately something that we will not see ahead of the World Cup, especially because we'll have to be happy with the fact that Shikhar Dhawan has done a great job for Team India, opening the innings for Team India in Test and ODIs, and probably T20 as well. And we'll not get to see him open for Team India, especially in the ODIs for sure, because with Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma going in at that form, I don't see Rohit Sharma dropping his place, or probably Shubman Gill is definitely not going anywhere as well. And Shikhar Dhawan is not even in the reckoning for the ODI World Cup right now. So it's
Yeah.
just to prove the BCCI that he could have belonged there. And I think with the captaincy, it's an added responsibility. But what I like about Shikhar Dhawan, as Abel mentioned, and Abel and I covered it in the post-match live between KKR and Punjab Kings as well. Shikhar Dhawan looked very chill after that in that first game against KKR. Even though I was not 100% happy with all the tactics that he took throughout the game, or the bowling changes, or probably the field that he used, but he was very chill. One thing with the problem that has been very consistent with Punjab is they take a lot of pressure, and then they crumble under pressure, and they lose winning positions from there by just crumbling under pressure. So that is something which I hope that they don't do this time around. And Shikhar Dhawan is going to be that fulcrum of that team. He is going to hold the team together. He will look to play a long knock all the innings, because you have a Prab Simran Singh, Raja Paksha, Jitesh Sharma, Liam Livingston, Sam Curran. Everybody will come in. Sikandar Azam. Everybody will come in from the other end and look to dismantle the bowlers. And but from one end, you will see that Shikhar Dhawan is going to play throughout the innings. He will look to play throughout the innings, and that is something he should do, because last time around Punjab Kings struggled because Shikhar Dhawan too wanted to play the all attacking game and go after the bowling. And more often than not, you had Punjab Kings losing 3-4 wickets in the power play, just like KKR.
Yeah, just a confirmation on the previous one. So they're going to be playing five of their home matches apparently. That's what I am reading. That's what I'm finding online. That going to be playing five of their matches in Savai Mansingh Stadium. So I think two of them are going to be played in Guwahati Stadium. So, final thoughts then. Let's. I mean, not final thoughts yet, but also we have to talk about Rajasthan Royals. They look fully set, don't you think? I think tomorrow they shouldn't really be worrying about their lineups. Josh Butler doing Josh Butler things. But do you reckon now lower order is their concern, just like last time? And if they are exposed early on, the likes of Ravichandran Ashwin will have to come to bat once again very early. Isn't that the biggest problem going into tomorrow's match or throughout the IPL now?
Yeah, I think they'll have to take some harsh calls, starting with dropping Devdutt Padikkal. I think Devdutt Padikkal, we have once again covered it in several of our lives. Not a player for number four, not doing his career any good, not doing the Rajasthan Royals any good. So Devdutt Padikkal is a complete misfit at number four. The only place I see Devdutt Padikkal playing in this Rajasthan Royals team is as an impact sub if they lose early wickets. If you have a day where you
Yeah.
lose Josh Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal early, you can probably send in David Padikkal at number four to sort of assist Sanju Samson to help Rajasthan Royals go after the game. very important tournament, like we said for Sanju Samson. He will carry on the way he does, selflessly. The player that he is, he'll continue to score at a strike rate of 160, 170. But I really, really hope that Sanju Samson continues his form this time around throughout the IPL, so that he can really shut the selectors up, and he gets a place in that ODI side, because I feel that India desperately needs that number,
Yeah.
Sanju Samson at that number 6 position as a replacement, or probably he's a good enough player just to come into the team, or as a replacement of Shreyas Iyer as well, because Shreyas Iyer's fitness is going to be a concern heading into the World Cup as well. So Sanju Samson very important, and like you said, I mean Rajasthan Royals, even though they have Shimran Hetmeyer, but Ashwin comes in at number 7, and then there are just the bowlers to follow. And Jason Holder did not come in to bat last time around, because Ashwin batted at number 7, which was a strange call. So I feel that they have the finishers in the form of Shimran Hetmeyer. Jason Holder can hit the long ball. So you can do the job. We can have the job done by them. But promote Riyan Parag up at number 4. The bowling department is something that I shouldn't speak of, because Chahal getting back to Rajasthan Royals is a different bowler, becomes confident, does his things. Ashwin supports him brilliantly, and then you have Trent Bolt starting of the innings, picking up 2-3 wickets every game. But that second pacer, Prashit Krishna not being in the team, is going to be a
Yeah.
factor for them. But Kuldeep Sen, I don't know why Kuldeep Sen did not play last time around, but Asif, I think, did a great job in his absence, going at a economy rate of less than 6. I think he went for 17 of the 3 overs that he bowled. So I think Asif will retain his place for tomorrow. So I hope that they make the change of getting Devdutt Padikkal out of the team, and bring in a better batter for suited for that number 4, number 5 role. If they don't do that, I see Rajasthan Royals going in unchanged, and so is Punjab Kings if they don't have Liam Livingston ready to go. I mean, if he's ready to go, he'll come in. But otherwise, Rabada will obviously make a comeback, and I think Nathan Ellis will give in for him, give his way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's fair enough as well, because it just doesn't seem like the other particle belongs at that stage, and it's hurting them both. Kerala cricket freaks. I have to say one thing. I would love to see Sanju Samson play the white ball format. Test cricket, I think it's a long way out for him. He's not a bad test player, but then you've got KS Bharat, you've got Rishabh Pant, who's yet to come back, uh, and you've got KL Rahul, who might keep the wickets, because I'm a little surprised. I really expected. Now it's also possible that red ball, white balls, a lot of differences there, but I expected KL Rahul might keep. I know it sounds a little odd as well, because it's not really helping the situation of LSG, because LSG would love to have a Nicholas Pooran, who's a better keeper. But you reckon Sanjay Samson for World Test Championship? Because here's what I think, right? I think they might just go with KL Rahul. I still say they should go with Srikhar Bharat. But I remember I wasn't well the time when you bashed Srikhar Bharat's chances and put KL Rahul in there. But Sanju Samson in World Test Championship, if not this cycle, next cycle, do you
Next
reckon?
cycle maybe, but next cycle probably. uh, I'm also excited to see a lot of players for the next cycle, starting off with Sarfaraz Khan for sure, because he deserves a place in that test team. And Sanju Samson, I feel obviously Sanju Samson is way better than Ishan Kishan right now. I think
Absolutely.
even Kerala's, I think, second keeping option, Vishnu
Vishnu
Vinod,
Vinod.
is better than Ishan
Absolutely.
Kishan right now. I feel Ishan Kishan is in that place of mind where after scoring that double century way back in December, his career trajectory has fallen, his stocks have fallen, and it's high time that he gets a huge knock for Mumbai Indians. Hoping that he'll score some good runs for Mumbai Indians soon.
And hopefully with a better strike rate than what he did last year. Strike rate was last. I mean, he was one of the better run scorers, but his strike rate was absolutely poor. Um, but yeah, anyway, let's just take this one final question from Devin Madan, and let's end it right there. Why did players like Sarfaraz Khan and Abhishek Porel struggle with his quality pace? Here's the thing, Devin. I mean, you might have your views, but all I'm going to say is David Warner struggled. Prithvi Shaw struggled. Okay, I'll take Prithvi Shaw out of the equation. Mitchell Marsh struggled. Riley Russo struggled. And they've all faced those deliveries faster in their home grounds. So, in comparison, you would have to say Sarfaraz Khan who faced 34 balls, and Abhishek Porel, who, by the way, smoked. We did not speak about him. smoked 20 of 11. He was dismissed by Rashid Khan. And I think, to be very honest, he had no prayer against Rashid Khan. The only way he could have really gone after Rashid Khan is to attack Rashid Khan and, hope to survive. Uh, I
Exactly.
understand what he did. Maybe it was a little immature, but I can understand. He's intimidated by the likes of Rashid Khan. You want to put the fear back into Rashid Khan's mind, but he did play well against the Pacers. And that's where I think you have to also look at the pitch, right? It was very spicy. It
Exactly.
was not the tiny pitch we saw that Australia saw. David Warner would be rubbing his eyes. He would be like just a few weeks back. I had seen this brownish pitch where the ball was turning square, and today he comes and the ball is seeming swinging and bouncing. No wonder why he struggled. I think,
And I think it's got to do with the quality pace. When you talk about
yeah.
quality pace, I think the quality of Alzari Joseph, Mohammad Shami, Hardik Pandya to a certain point was greater than the Delhi Capitals pacer, and also the pitch had softened up a bit by the time Khalil Ahmed and Mukesh
I
Kumar
mean,
came
I
into
have a
ball.
shout, right? I believe instead of, I think they brought in Mukesh Kumar, if I'm not wrong, as an
No,
impact
Mukesh
sub.
Kumar was in the team. Yeah, did they?
No, I think they brought in Mukesh Kumar, if I'm not wrong. I'll have to just clarify that. But I believe, regardless, I believe Ishant Sharma would have not been a bad shout on this pitch. I know he's not a T20 baller, yes, but maybe in that first few overs, with a new ball.
No, they brought in Khalil Ahmed as the impact sub. So Mukesh Kumar
So I think,
was
yeah,
in
it's
the starting
fair.
11.
But I still believe Ishant Sharma wouldn't have been a bad player with a new ball with his experience. Give him the first 3 overs outright, the first 4 overs, ball him right away, and then let him field. But I think in today's pitch, I believe the new ball was the lethal one. I know there was a little bit of dew by the time Delhi came on to ball, but I still believe they could have done a little better when it comes to the new ball bowling because they got thrashed in the new ball. On the other hand, they could not repeat the same. They attacked Mohammad Shami, but it was a little too late by the time Mohammad Shami had done what he had to do.
Exactly, and I think Azari Joseph has looked a different bowler. I mean, if you talk about the impact that he had in the IPL before 2022, everybody will remember that 6 for 12 for Mumbai Indians. Uh, he picked up the best bowling figures in IPL till date. But apart from that, Azari Joseph was a very new commodity to the IPL. Last time around for Gujarat Titans, I was really skeptical about Alzari Joseph because they had Lockie Ferguson in the mix and bowling attack which already had Mohammad Shami, Lockie Ferguson, Yas Dayal, Pradeep Sangwan. You really don't needed another Hardik Pandya as well. You really did not need uh, Alzari Joseph. But this time around, I think he has been their main or important uh, thing. Important pacer, foreign pacer, and Joshua Little, I think, will, even though he bowled brilliantly today, but I think he should still give way for Dashun Sanaka, who should play.
Absolutely. So you reckon Josh Little should be dropped?
Yeah, definitely. Josh Little should be dropped. Harsh call, but yeah, you'll have to take that call.
Oh, you're talking about, I think Shruti Sriram says best team so far, Gujarat Titans. Well, the table says yes, and I think I'll have to agree. The tactics are just spot on. Their homework that they do, it's almost as if Ashish Nehra has, if most of you have watched Avengers, it's almost like Ashish Nehra has seen the infinite possibilities for every single delivery, and he knows which one to win, and it's just working in their favor. So I think in that sense, Gujarat Titans have been an excellent team, and that's also their strength, right? If you really look at this team on paper, you won't see a lot of superstars, but they together as a unit, they have just been too good for other teams, and each and every one has their own role. You would have never seen Ridhman Saha be part of any IPL team, but this team is using him so beautifully, and I never expected Ridhiman Saha to be part of this team when Shikhar Bharat was brought in. I thought Shikhar Bharat was being brought in as a better replacement for Ridhiman Saha. So, and I think Ridhiman, and there's reason for that as well, right? Ridhiman Saha wasn't striking the ball that well. I mean, he was scoring runs, but you always felt there was something that was lacking with him, and then he did not, because he was striking at 122 strike rate, by the way, last season, and you felt that he did not even have a very good season, the domestic season as well. Shikhar Bharat, on the other hand, had an Indian call up. Everyone expected him to do that job, but they trusted Ridhiman Saha, and look what he's doing for the team.
Yeah, and
Same
I
goes.
think the best
Yeah,
thing for this Gujarat Titans team is the role specification, and I think no other team has done it so well as Gujarat Titans. Because every
yeah,
time you feel that they don't have the team to perform and win matches for you, but it is those individuals clicking at the right roles and doing the job for the team. So it's been spectacular
absolutely.
to see the team perform well.
Yeah, and I think they're also a team, which follows that. I think the Sunrisers Hyderabad of 2016, where it was balling wins them matches and won them the tournament, and they didn't need their batters to do anything more than just an above average job or an average job. You do an average job, and Gujarat Titans win. But they are chasing, though they are the chase masters. This is an interesting call though from Shruti Sriram, Ashish Nehra, the next Indian coach. If Hardik Pandya becomes the captain, I think Hardik Pandya is becoming the captain. Yes, although here's what I think. I think the next Indian coach might be VVS Lakshman, and the reason I say that is because that's the progression we're seeing, aren't we? Rahul Dravid was put as the coach of India. He was put as the coach of India under 19. Then he became, I think, he started off as the head of NCA, right?
Yeah,
Then he became the coach of India under 19. Then he became the coach of India A, and then he became the coach of India B team. I would like to call them. Once in a while, he would be given that responsibility, and then he became the coach. And I think VVS Lakshman is following that path.
yeah.
But I think Ashish Nehra would not be a bad coach because the style that Ashish Nehra does, right? It's like a football coach. He stands on the boundary ropes, yells out instructions. I think a Jose Mourinho will look at him and see. Yeah, Shruti, Lakshman has already coached India. I think he coaches India not in a
Dravid's
permanent
absence.
capacity, in the absence of Rahul Dravid, and that's what I'm saying. I think he might become the permanent coach of India. But having said that, there is a very good chance that Hardik might push for Ashish Nehra because if there's one thing we know about if there's one thing we know about Hardik Pandya, he loves getting players in or people that he loves into his Indian team as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But having said that, thank you so much, guys, for joining. It was an exciting conversation. We spoke about everything, I suppose. And we'll be back tomorrow for Rajasthan Royals away
And we
from
had
home.
absolutely zero time constraints today because there was no able for rotating the subjects around. So we spoke a lot of things. We covered everything around the sun.
Yeah, I think Abel will be a little muffed about it, but I hope Abel. By the way, I think there was a lot of questions about Abel as well. Abel has an exam tomorrow. He's we have Me and Sandimani have come with three reasons why he will be missing this live.
Yeah,
You can choose which one suits you better. Reason number one, he's afraid his parents will see him doing live on the day of exams. Reason number two, forgot to prepare for his exam and he's preparing last minute. And reason number three, which Sandimani strongly believes, his favorite ballers excited Gujarat Titans more than Delhi Capitals. So that is the reason why Abel is not here with us, but he'll be back tomorrow very, very soon.
yeah.
So don't worry, guys. He'll be back tomorrow for Rajasthan Royals versus Punjab Kings, where Rajasthan Royals will be facing Punjab away from
And
home. But
he'll be very happy tomorrow. He'll be very happy and back tomorrow if Rajasthan Royals does manage to beat Punjab Kings, because I have said that Punjab Kings are going to do great things, and he obviously disagrees.
so,
So let's see.
Sandeep Ali, not just him, even me. So, because I have to say, Sanju Samson is my favorite captain of this year. If
Definitely,
Dhoni
definitely.
wasn't there, if Dhoni wasn't
Sure.
there, but Dhoni is there. So, second favorite then. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And Abel, I hope you'll end the live
Yeah. Good night,
because
guys.
last time he caught me unaware. I hope this time he doesn't. Well, we'll have to wait for some time.